All right, we got some rumors here swirling on the possibility of Nick Chubb signing with the Chicago Bears. So let's talk about this, people. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. If you're a Bears fan, guys, please do hit that subscribe button down below. We'd really appreciate that. As always, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so after the draft, the Nick Chubb to the Bears rumors just kind of hit another level, and that's because the Bears really didn't address the running back position like most people, including myself, thought they would. Yes, they did draft a running back in the 7th round in Kyle Monangai, but we're talking about a 7th round pick at the end of the day. Those guys usually don't make the roster, and if they do, they aren't very impactful, right? And so you are still left with DeAndre Swift and Roschon Johnson, a pretty underwhelming group, if I say so myself. And so, entering Nick Chubb, one of the top free agent running backs who didn't get picked up in the first wave of free agency, but now we're going to have a second wave of free agency after the draft in which teams look at, hey, which holes do we think that we were going to plug in the draft that we still didn't? And this is coming from one of the radio hosts in Cleveland, Ken Carman of 92.3 The Fan, who basically said that Nick Chubb isn't coming back to Cleveland after they drafted two running backs, and appears to be closing in on a contract with an NFC North team in free agency. Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure out which team he is referring to, because the Vikings have Aaron Jones, who they're very happy with. The Packers have Josh Jacobs, who they're very happy with. And the Detroit Lions have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery, who they are very happy with. The only group not happy with their running back group would be the Chicago Bears. And so that is the team that Ken is talking about. And so to me, my thoughts on Nick Chubb to the Bears, I would not mind this on a very team-friendly short deal. All right, Nick Chubb actually is one of my favorite running backs in the NFL. And prior to the last 2 seasons, which have been disastrous for him from an injury standpoint, he was ultra productive. I mean, we're talking about a guy who put up over 1,500 rushing yards in a season, 2 seasons removed. And so to me, he brings that ground and pound power football to the run game. And that's exactly what the Chicago Bears are missing, right? Because Swift is not a power running back. He's more of a shifty guy who's trying to bounce outside, right? Make you miss. And then Roschon Johnson, he's just not a starting level back, right? He kind of is decent at some things, but to me, he's not elite at anything. And Nick Chubb, he is a guy who can help you in short yardage situations. He's a guy who can help you, just running the football downhill. Sometimes you just need a guy that can just go downhill. And so to me, that is where Nick Chubb comes into play here. Yes, I get the injury concerns, right? 2 games played 2 seasons ago, 8 games played last year. Like, he has been often injured and hurt, had that gruesome injury 2 seasons back. But that's why I'm saying short-term, team-friendly deal. Nobody's talking about tossing a bag at Nick Chubb. You give me a short 1-year deal, right, for Nick Chubb, and there's low risk and high reward there. And so your depth chart at that point is probably looking like DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, Roschon Johnson, and Kyle Monangai. And now you feel pretty solid about that. That's 4 guys that are 4 rotational backs that you can interchange. They all play a different role, different skill set, and you don't have any overlapping skill sets in that aspect of it. So to me, I would be all for it. I am actually on team Nick Chubb to the Chicago Bears here. I do hope they make it happen, because I was very underwhelmed with what happened in the draft. I really thought the Bears were going to go ahead and pick up a running back, and they didn't. They missed out on virtually everybody. Again, happy with Kyle in the 7th round, but he's just not enough for me. I think we need to go out and get a guy in free agency. And to me, Nick Chubb is the guy. I think we're missing that. I think he brings the element to the game that we need. So let me get a little bit of Nick Chubb to the Chicago Bears. Let's hope this happens. I'm all for it. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts as always. Thanks for watching.